Hello everyone,
We are Gislan.
I'm Rosario, and today we are going to know the history and importance of the Royal Palace of Riofrio. The estate where is located now the Riofrio Palace formed part of the Marquis de Paredes property. It was rented by Philip V and Isabel de Fernosio as a hunting lodge. When the King Philip V died in 1746, his wife Isabel de Fernosio decided to buy this property in order to build a new palace so she could be the queen of her own palace. Also, she wanted to provide his youngest son with a country retreat. The real reason behind the decision was that when Ferdinand VI, his stepson, took the throne, he didn't wanted her stepmother to be around since she was in a lot of political complots and scheme in the court. She was sent away to the royal side of La Granja. She didn't like it, so at the end she wanted to create her own court the same as La Granja, but she wanted to be everything under her control. She asked the secretary, the Marquis Annibale Scotti, to be the chief of this project. But what really happened is that Ferdinand VI died in 1759. Her situation radically changed from being an exiled queen to be the mother regent queen of her son. At the end, she has new interests in the court. She practically forgot about this project. She only went twice, once to put the first stone since it was an ancestral tradition done by the monarchy, and the second time to supervise a little bit what was happening there. The queen died in 1766 without having her own project complete, and this property passed to the royal estate of Charles III.
Despite the big size of the palace, the queen never lived in it, so it has been used principally as a hunting lodge throughout its history. In those rooms which were never prepared to be inhabited, there is El Museo de la Caza. It's full of paintings about hunting of some authors such as Velázquez or Rubens, weapons used by kings from Philip V to Alfonso XXX, as well as many other objects such as trophies. We can also see dioramas of some hunting species which nowadays will be prohibited as they are in danger of extinction. So it basically represents the evolution of the hunting activity. Apart from being a hunting lodge, this palace has served for so many other purposes over time which are really unexpected to us. Some of them are a factory of sausages and dyeing of hams in times of Alfonso XXX, a place to celebrate colonies and camps in the period of the First Republic, or even the shelter of the Sección Femenina during Franco's dictatorship. Really unexpected, right?
However, it has to be mentioned that the history of this palace has been highlighted principally by the residence of two main people. The first one was Francisco de Asís in 1852. It is said that he escaped there from the rumors that his wife Isabel II was cheating on him. And the second one was in 1878 by Alfonso XII. He basically went in order to escape there after the death of his wife, Reina María de las Mercedes. Francisco de Asís and Alfonso XII basically helped in order to continue with the labor of completing the decoration of this palace. However, as both of them were not having the best moments of their lives, it can be seen that the decoration is a little bit sad.
Besides the historical importance of the Riofrio Palace, there has been an environment that has been cared even better than the palace itself. This is the forest that surrounds the Riofrio Palace. As I said before, this property was used for hunting. For this reason, you could see deer, that was the animal that they used for this purpose. Since the last hunting was in 1968 with the dictator of Spain, that was Franco, and his grandson Francis Franco, there has been an overpopulation of this type of animals that has caused some headache for the people that manage this property.
The architectural style is an Italian Baroque, and the project actually was designed by the Italian architect Virgilio Robaglio, and we can also see some neoclassical influence on the external part. The central core of the plan is a square implant with a huge courtyard which is known as Plaza de Honor. They were thinking on building many complements to the palace on the right and on the left wings. However, they only finished the right wing. They were thinking on building a small church and also a small theater, but they did not finish it. So once the personal secretary of Isabel Farnesio ordered to stop the project, the only thing that was finished was the palace. So they were thinking of including gardens, a convent with a church, a theater, and many other things, as for example stables and guard quarters, but they didn't. So we can conclude that nowadays, if the project was finished, the Palacio de la Granja and Palacio de Riofrio will be similar, if not to say equal. So the visitors start by the oratory and then they go to the imperial stairways, which are double and they are considered to be unique in Spain. On the top floor we can find like 18 rooms, and nowadays they try to maintain the windows open so that the visitors can enjoy the views. And what is remarkable are the crystal lamps and the mirrors which are made at La Fábrica de Cristales de la Granja.
The Royal Palace of Riofrio formed part of the national patrimony. In 2016 was reopened to the public after some restoration works. This was done in order to restore the rooms to the original state using some photographs and inventories. In addition, they incorporated some paintings and objects that belong to the palace, so the visitors could imagine how was the royal life in the 18th and 19th centuries. Why you should visit the Riofrio Palace? There are 3 reasons. The first reason is that it's a less touristic place than, for example, the royal site of La Granja, since it's less known, so you could still go and visit a palace, but with less tourists. The second one is the historical importance. Even though the building is incomplete, you could still go inside and imagine how the royal family lived in the 18th and 19th century, thanks to the restoration works done in 2016. And the final reason is the nature. You could see the landscape of the Guadarrama mountain range, but also you could walk in the forest that surrounds the building and appreciate some old trees and some animal species living in complete freedom.
So this is the end of our video. We are super excited to go after what we have discovered. They told us that there is a guided visit every half an hour, and we also read some comments of the people that they say that they are amazed by installation and architecture. It's just €4. You can stay all day. They have also included some chairs and tables. People can rest outside, enjoy nature, and enjoy the palace of the 18th century. So thank you so much for watching.